Let's find the domain of this function f of x. It's equal to the natural log of the argument -5 over x plus 6. Now remember, for any logarithm, you can only take the logarithm of a positive input. So our input is -5 over x plus 6, and we want that to be positive. Let's focus on that. -5 over x plus 6 has to be positive. The first thing you want to notice is x cannot be -6 because we never want to divide by 0. Now I'm going to take this -6 and put it on a number line, and we're going to test this inequality. So we are going to test, let's say, this double star inequality. And first thing I'm going to test is x equals -10. What happens? -5 over -4, is this greater than 0? And the answer is true. It certainly is. How about if I test x equals 0? Is -5 over 6 greater than 0? And that is false. So we would put the false region there. Now remember, with inequalities, we only shade the true region. So we could shade this way, from left to right. We're going to shade the concept of -infinity up to what? Up to -6, but we don't include -6. So how do we write that in interval notation? Let's write the domain of f. The domain of f is equal to parentheses -infinity, comma, -6, parentheses. And we got the domain of f in part A. For part B, I am going to change the name here so that we don't get confused. Let's change this to be G. Why don't we use the next letter of the alphabet? G. Once again, we can only take the log of a positive input. This time we are going to focus on 9 minus x squared, and we want to make sure it's positive. How do we do this? We simply factor. So we look at this polynomial here, and we factor it because it's a difference of two squares. You just have that natural reaction to that. Now we're going to plot the zeros of that particular polynomial on a number line. And what are those zeros? It's -3 and 3. So -3 and 3. And this time we have 3 regions to test. We have 3 test regions. This is not the scale, by the way. So I draw a hollow dot for -3, a hollow dot for 3, and we're going to test the x number line again. Let's test which inequality. I'm going to test this one, this equivalent inequality there, a triple star. So let's pick some test values. I'm going to choose the test values right away, and then we're just going to see if it's true or false. So if you put -10 in here, then you get a negative number times a negative number, and that is going to be true. That's going to be a positive number. So that triple star inequality is true. And remember, we usually shade the true side. What if x is 0? If x is 0, we get a positive number times a positive number. It's also what? It is also true. Oh, I made a mistake here. Why didn't anybody stop me? Let's go back to -10. This is negative times a positive. Negative times a positive is actually negative. So this is not true. Oh, shame on me. Let's erase this. And that is not the true region. And that, in fact, is a false region. Now, if x equals 0, that is a true region. How about x equals 10? That is also a false region. And we cannot include -3 and 3. So we only shade the true region from left to right. So let's just shade here. And let's find the domain of G. The domain of G is simply going to be parentheses -3 up to 3 parentheses. And let's circle our answer.